Hello, friends. Cloud computing is the buzzword which you can hear very frequently on in all business communication nowadays. Though cloud computing is not new, it is around us since 2006 when Amazon launched its cloud computing services with the name of Amazon Web Services, or in short AWS. Since then, cloud computing services are evolved multifold, and many big organizations already adopting the cloud computing services. The adoption of cloud computing services during the coronavirus pandemic is increased a lot. Every organization, irrespective of their size, whether it is a small, mid, or a large organization, they are planning to move their IT infrastructure load into the cloud. In this video, I will try to simplify the concept of cloud computing so that any IT or non-IT related person can easily understand what is cloud computing, what what are all benefit which organization are getting after migrating their infrastructure load into the cloud. So let's start with the agenda of this video. Cloud computing concept. What is cloud computing? Cloud computing service types, cloud computing deployment model, cloud computing benefits. Okay, the cloud computing concepts. So before you understand the concept of the cloud computing, first let's take a look of the utility service concept. How these utility service are working, which we are using in our day-to-day life, like electricity, gas, and water. So for a minute, just visualize how you are using these services in your homes. So let's take an example of electricity. How you are using it? You click on the power button and then electricity is on. You click off, then the electricity is off. So here you don't need to worry about the underlying infrastructure. That is the responsibility of the utility service provider. You don't need to worry about how that electricity is being produced and how it is being transmitted from the main station to the substation, then that substation to your nearby substation, and from there to your home. You don't need to worry about all these nitty gritty. You just need to worry about how to use these services at your home. And you will be charged on a meter base. So here, what you are using, you are paying only for those. You don't need to pay any extra penny for other services which you are not using. So I hope that you understand the concept of the utility services. In the same way, organizations are using the cloud computing services. So they are using the services, but not worrying about the underlying infrastructure. That is the responsibility of the cloud service provider. So cloud computing refers to the delivery of IT infrastructure, applications, and services to organization and an end user on an on-demand basis remotely by the internet. You pay only for what you use for these services. Or in other words, we can say that we are renting the compute services from some other's data center. Some of the common services which is provided by the cloud service provider uh, are compute, storage, networking, database, analytics, developer tool. These are very common services which every cloud service provider are providing, but there are many more, and that list is keep increasing on a daily basis as these cloud providers are keep adding new services into their service bouquet. Some of the major cloud providers are AWS, Azure, Google Cloud Platform, IBM Cloud. There are many other players as well in the market, but these four are very prominent. Okay, let's take a look how these cloud computing services are working. So a cloud within the data center of a cloud provider, they have thousands of server racks which are pooled together. And on top of these pooled hardware, they have a software layer called hypervisor. This hypervisor will help to virtualize these pooled hardware. And out of these, pooled hardware, now you can create as many as virtual machine as you want. And these virtual machine has its own RAM, hard disk, and operating system. So this is how this cloud computing services are working. Though this concept is very oversimplified to make you understand, but as you proceed further, you will understand more detail about how these are working. If you take a look on the typical image of a data center of cloud provider, then you can see that there are thousands of server racks are pulled together. I hope that you gain the basic understanding of what is cloud computing and how it is working. Now let's talk about the different service types of cloud computing. You might already heard about the terms IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. Let's start with the IaaS or infrastructure as a service. This is the basic building block of all services provided by cloud computing. IaaS provide virtualized computing resources over the internet. Cloud provider manages all IT infrastructures like storage, servers, and networking resources and delivers these resources to the customer by virtual machines accessible through the internet. Some of the example of IaaS could be AWS Elastic Compute Cloud or EC2, Azure VM, Google Compute Engine. PaaS, Platform as a Service. Platform as a service provides a platform allowing customer to develop, run and manage applications without the complexity of building and maintaining the infrastructure. PaaS typically designed to support the complete web application lifecycle, building, testing, deploying, managing and updating. PaaS allows user to avoid the expense and complexity of buying and managing software licenses, the underlying application infrastructure and the middleware, because all these things are managed by the cloud provider and customer is basically managing the application and services to develop the application. Some of the example of PaaS: Amazon Elastic Beanstalk, Google App Engine. SaaS, software as a service. SaaS provides software delivery and licensing in which software is accessed online by a subscription rather than bought and installed on individual computers. It provides a complete software solution which you purchase on a pay as you go basis from a cloud service provider. All of the underlying infrastructure, middleware, app software, and app data are located in service providers' data center. SaaS platform helps IT professionals strategically manage and forecast IT cost. Looking into the example, some common examples of SaaS are Gmail, Office 365, Google Docs. One more criteria which we can look to basically distinguish between the different service types. That is the responsibility matrix. This matrix basically define who will manage what. So let's look into this stack. This stack contains all the component which is used to provide the service in a virtualized environment. In case of on-premises, customer is responsible to manage all these components. But looking into in case of IaaS, As you can see, amber color is to donate that components are managed by cloud providers, and green components are managed by the customer. So here, underlying infrastructure till virtualization is managed by the cloud provider, and rest of the components are managed by IaaS. So here, customer has more control or more component to manage. PaaS. From the diagram, you can easily identify that most of the components are managed by the cloud provider, and customer is only responsible for their application and the data. SaaS, this provide the least control to customer because everything is managed by the cloud provider. Customer is using the service SaaS services over the internet. They just uh, subscribe that service and start using it. They don't need to worry about the underlying architecture.
Cloud computing deployment model. As you already know that there are three deployment model available: public cloud, private cloud, and hybrid cloud. Let's start with the public cloud. So this is the most common type of cloud deployment model. AWS, Azure, Google Clouds are the example of public cloud. In public cloud deployment model, third-party cloud provider owns and manage the whole underlying infrastructure. Resources like hardware, storage, networking, compute are shared among multiple organizations. Resources are delivered over the internet. Some of the most common advantage of using the public uh, cloud deployment model is the cost effectiveness. This is the most cost effective among other uh, deployment model. Provide easy deployment, near to unlimited on demand scalability, and no maintenance because everything is managed by the cloud provider, so customer don't need to do any maintenance. Looking into this diagram, it clearly depicts how a public cloud deployment model look alike. As you can see, there is a one data center, and out of this one data center, three different organizations are using the resources. So in our case, they have virtual machines. Private cloud. In private cloud, resources are used exclusively by one business or organizations. Public cloud can be physically located at your organization's on-site data center, or it can be hosted by a third-party service provider. This deployment model is more expensive than public cloud because organization needs to maintain the data center itself. Some of the advantage of private cloud is it is more flexible as you have the control over the underlying infrastructure, and it provide more flexibility, more control, custom security, so you can configure the security as per your organization need. And this deployment model helps organization to meet the compliance and regulatory requirement. From the diagram, you can easily understand that out of the one data center, only one organization are using the resources. Hybrid cloud. So this is the best of both world. It combines private cloud and public cloud, allow data and apps to move between the two environments, help organization with business imperatives such as meeting regulatory and data sovereignty requirements. Another thing which you can think about the hybrid cloud for the existing organization with existing IT infrastructure, so they can keep using their existing infrastructure for some critical work, and non-critical work they can share over the cloud. Some of the benefit of using hybrid cloud are control. So as you are also maintaining a private cloud, so you have control and flexibility. Of course, as compared to private cloud, it has some cost effectiveness. Looking into this diagram, so there are two organizations and they both are using the public cloud from one data center. They both organization are using the resources, but the second organization also using a private cloud. Now let's talk about some of the common benefits of cloud computing. In this video, I'm not covering all the benefits which cloud computing is providing to organizations, but I'm touch upon some of the common benefits. First is the business agility. In today's competitive world, every business wants to deliver their product to their customer with fast speed like never before. Cloud helps organizations to achieve business agility by providing tools and resources to rapid development and deployment of software applications, commission of new servers with few clicks, which otherwise took months historically. Cost efficiency. Every business thrives for cost optimization. Cloud adoption helps organizations save on operating and maintenance cost of data centers as organizations deploy their IT resources in cloud providers data center and pay for those resources as long as organization use these resources. Anywhere access. Cloud helps their customer to access their data and applications from anywhere in the world as long as they have internet connectivity. Scalability. Cloud provides almost unlimited capacity to their customer. These capacity can automatically scale up and scale down depending upon the demand of the customer. Pay as you go. When you are in cloud, you pay only for what you use and stop paying when you are not using that resource. Because in cloud, you rent the resource instead of owning the resource. Go global. With cloud, you can deploy your application in each region of this world in couple of minutes. With long list of advantages with cloud computing, there are some challenges while working on cloud as well. So let's take a look on those challenges. First is the internet connectivity. In order to use your data or application which are hosted in cloud, you need to have a internet connectivity with better bandwidth. Data security. Some organizations still feel little concern while storing their data in cloud providers data center. Compliance and regulatory requirement. Cloud cannot meet all the compliance and regulatory requirement of the of some of the organization where they need to bound to comply with some of the countries compliance requirement. I hope this video provides you some basic understanding of cloud computing. Thank you for watching this video. Please like this video, share your comments, your feedback. How do you like this video? And what is your suggestion to improve that? Subscribe to this channel and share this video with your friend. Thank you.